An incredible victory for the Ultimate Warrior there, becoming the first superstar to hold the WWE and Intercontinental Championships at the same time. A truly historic feat on the grandest stage of them all. A victory that signaled a new wave of change that was about to hit all of WWE. Rowdy Roddy Piper managed to change his luck in WWE when he captured his first championship in the company at the 1992 Royal Rumble. The wrestling world rejoiced for Hot Rod as the fiery superstar showed true emotion. Heading into the match, the smart money was on Roddy Piper, resorting to his brawling tactics. But he looked to try and wrestle with Bret Hart at the start, which led to predictable results, with Bret outmaneuvering Piper. Heading into the match, the smart money was... Heading into the match, the smart money was on Roddy Piper, resorting to his brawling tactics. Piper continued to show glimpses of the old hot rod, but heading into the match, the smart money was...
Here is your winner, and still WWE Intercontinental Champion, Roddy Piper!
Heading into the match, the smart money was on Roddy Piper. Piper continued to show glimpses of the... The 10...
Bret the Hitman Hart.
A somewhat forgotten classic sees the excellence of execution using every last trick in his repertoire to pull out the victory over Roddy Piper. And WrestleMania 8 sees a rare pinfall loss for Hot Rod, but an even rarer display of professionalism from him makes the moment all the more memorable. Up next on this WrestleMania train down memory lane, we go to WrestleMania 10 in New York City, and the first ladder match to ever take place at WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels captured his first Intercontinental Championship with a big win. One of WrestleMania's greatest collisions comes to its scintillating conclusion with Razor Ramon just managing to outlast Shawn Michaels, claiming possession of the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 10. The latter match would open the door for future classics, like the TLC and Money in the Bank matches as well, forever sealing its place in WrestleMania lore. Our next match is another legendary moment that will live forever, as we head to WrestleMania 13. Rosemont, Illinois would play host to the most important night
Here is your winner, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Despite being victorious, Bret Hart's post-match attack on Steve Austin only served to galvanize the fans into fully supporting Stone Cold. And Austin, even in defeat, would only increase his reputation by living up to his word, refusing to surrender in the match. Steve Austin fighting the sharpshooter with everything he has remains an enduring WrestleMania moment in a career filled with them. 4 years later, Austin found himself in a very different position in WWE. Taken out in a heinous attack at the 1999 Survivor Series, Austin would be out for nearly a year before returning at No Mercy in 2000. Austin would first look to exact revenge on those who took him out, Rikishi and Triple H, before setting his sights on regaining the WWE Championship. Stone Cold would then head to the 2001 Royal Rumble, entering at number 27.
Once the action went to the ringside area, the
here is your winner, and the new WWE Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
One of the most stunning endings in WrestleMania history sees Stone Cold Steve Austin align with Mr. McMahon to regain the WWE Championship. WrestleMania 17 was in many ways the last stand for WWE's Attitude Era. Steve Austin and Triple H formed a two-man power trip as an impending invasion from WCW and ECW would forever alter WWE. So much talent in one spot would lead to the brand split and a new era, one of ruthless aggression. And at
Kurt Angle always looked to prove Kurt Angle always looked to prove that
Kurt Angle always looked to prove that his opponent had no business.
is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Eddie Guerrero!
Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat himself, showing that he did indeed know all the tricks needed to defeat Kurt Angle. Whoever thought that a loose boot could ever be so helpful? A fantastic win in a very special matchup, and Eddie Guerrero remains WWE Champion at WrestleMania 20. For our next match, we go to the very next year, and WrestleMania 21 in Los Angeles, California. The card was loaded from top to bottom and would feature the first WWE and World Championship victories for two guys named In a world where dream matches don't always live up to the hype, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21 far surpassed it. Nearly a half hour of a hard-fought battle with Kurt Angle earning the highlight submission of his career, getting Shawn Michaels to tap out to the ankle lock. But Shawn Michaels was far from done. 4 years after the spectacular encounter against Angle, HBK would find himself set for another dream match. But this wasn't a rivalry that exploded out of nowhere. And this wasn't against a superstar who looked to match Michaels move for move. At WrestleMania,
two of WWE's greatest icons, Shawn Michaels . Here is your winner, The Undertaker.
as badly as the WWE Universe wanted to see Shawn Michaels against The Undertaker, it seems that the two WWE legends wanted it even more, both giving it everything they had. Both using some old tricks and some new ones. But ultimately, it ended as all of Undertaker's WrestleMania matches had to that point. A tombstone and a huge win. But nothing lasts forever, and Undertaker was about to learn this very painful lesson courtesy of Brock Lesnar. Oh yeah, you already know what this is about. Brock returned to WWE from the world of mixed martial arts in 2012, ready to conquer the world. A loss to John Cena would quickly derail the hype, but a rebound victory over Triple H at SummerSlam seemed to have the Beast back on track. Still, Brock wasn't where he wanted to be as of the fall of 2013 approached, so he took a sabbatical from WWE. He'd return near the end of the year, demanding a WWE Championship match. Despite attempting to force the match, Brock was not given what he wanted. Instead, he'd receive an open contract for an opponent at WrestleMania. And this open contract would be answered by none other than The Undertaker, who would sign in Brock's blood after putting him through a table. It seemed impossible. Undertaker's streak was beyond legend. With names like Diesel, Randy Orton, Triple H and Shawn Michaels all proudly displayed on the list. Even someone as monstrous as Brock Lesnar was seen as an underdog heading into the encounter. But Lesnar and his manager, Paul Heyman, were confident that they had what they needed to send a shockwave throughout all of WWE. They knew that with a win at WrestleMania, the world would be Brock's. He wouldn't have to demand anything ever again. It'd just be given to him. And New Orleans, Louisiana was prepared to see two of WWE's baddest brawlers collide in the center of the ring. Would an F5 send Undertaker's streak spinning? Would Undertaker find a way to send yet another opponent to rest with the other lost souls? You're going to have to step into the most intimidating scenario in WWE history. Competing against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. You managed to protect the streak earlier. Can you now bring it to an end and leave everyone in attendance speechless?
Brock couldn't let Undertaker dictate.
Brock Lesnar.
Quite possibly the most jaw-dropping result in WrestleMania history. The Undertaker's streak ends at the hands of Brock Lesnar. The looks on the faces of those in attendance told us everything. Nobody saw this coming. Our next match takes us to the greater Bay Area of Northern California and WrestleMania 31 in 2015. Seth Rollins had been on top of the world ever since he decided to leave the Shield behind to do the bidding of the Authority. This move paid off instantly as he'd capture the Money in the Bank. Orton and Rollins struggled early to take... Seth Rollins crashes to earth with one of the most famous RKOs ever, ending his quest for victory. A statement win for Randy Orton, but Seth Rollins wasn't done yet. Later that same evening, Brock Lesnar would take part in a match that had another surprising conclusion. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Brock had used his victory over Undertaker at WrestleMania 30 to get a championship match against John Cena at SummerSlam 2014, taking the title from Cena in a scary display of dominance. Since that victory, Brock had steamrolled.
From the immediate outset, Brock Lesnar was out to prove that...
History made with Seth Rollins leaving the main event of WrestleMania, a match in which he wasn't even scheduled to participate as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. For my money, it's the greatest cash-in ever and only proves that Seth Rollins has always been the visionary. WrestleMania has always been the place where the impossible's made possible, where dreams become a reality. And that was never more apparent than at WrestleMania 35 in New Jersey, when for the first time in its history, WrestleMania was main evented by the women of WWE. Ronda Rousey arrived.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your SmackDown Women's and Raw Women's Champions, Becky Lynch!
On a night that saw Seth Rollins run through Brock Lesnar, the final battle of Triple H and Batista, and Kurt Angle's last match, the occasion belonged to Becky Lynch, who ended the night holding both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships high above her head triumphantly. A moment that truly will live forever. Now we jump ahead to WrestleMania 36, the only WrestleMania in history with 0 attendance, a record, and the first to take place on both days of the weekend. It also featured one of the most bizarre
One, two.
John Cena fights valiantly, but ultimately succumbs to the powers that exist inside the Firefly Funhouse. And the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, finally avenges a loss that had eaten at him for 6 long years. A total nightmare for John Cena. Many of the matches in the 2K24 showcase are easy dream matches. And as we know, usually a dream match is something that fans talk about, pitting 2 superstars against each other when they know that will never really happen. But at WrestleMania 38, we saw a different variation of what a dream match can be. With a simple invitation, Kevin... Quite possibly, the Seth Rollins on a John Cena. Ladies and the clash between
The following champion versus champion contest.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match. And it is for the left, right, and the up, down championships.
Oh yeah, I am pumped for this guy.
Making his way to the ring from New York, weighing in at 234 pounds, George!
This is big, guys. 2 titles on the line here tonight in this one.
The word historic gets thrown around quite a bit, guys, but in this case, I think we can all agree that this match truly is historic.
And guys, you have to respect how much pride he has in what he does.
I don't know, Michael. I understand the importance of having pride in what you do, but sometimes I think he can be a bit overbearing. I don't know if he means to be, but that's definitely how he comes across at times.
Here we go, guys!
And his opponent, representing the Awesome Ones, from Italy, weighing in at 270 pounds, Marie O!
It's a big fight feel here tonight as the title is, and things breaking down before the match even starts.
At a certain point, you have to be ready for something like this. You get caught sleeping, you deal with the consequences.
Boom!
And now this match has officially begun.
I'm not even sure the word official is in their vocabulary at this point.
I think you're right, Saxton, and I love it.
There's the Canadian Destroyer. Wow.
And that looked like a terrible landing. That might have caused some serious issues. We'll have to see what happens.
Did you see that? Propelled through the air. Ah, look at this. Oh, the weakening arm breaker. Byron, a match like this is when we see how merciless someone can be. What will this come down to?
This is about who can weather the storm. A superstar can attack at will here. Everything is a weapon. That is what makes this...
And he goes for the pin.
1, 2.
A kick out before 3. Wow.
Big knee to the midsection.
Taking it outside the ring now.
Shining Wizard! Trouble in paradise!
If that's not it, I don't know what is.
Cover.
1, 2. That's 3. Let me...
New champion! I can't believe it!
We always expect the unexpected in Falls Count Anywhere matches, and that's what we got here, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your left, right, and up, down champion, George!
And the former champ has to be absolutely gutted, losing both titles.
Not every day you see 2 reigns end at the same time.
And 2 new ones begin.
Left, right, championship on the line. Byron, did you ever try for this gaming?
No way. Astounding power.
End of days!
Now that is the kind of move that...
Oh, the table's being set on fire!
Oh, I can't watch this. I can't watch this at all.
Getting back into the ring.
The thing about a tables match is you can't really avoid contact with a table unless you can set up a table with telekinesis, but you have to be hyper aware of your surroundings because this match can end instantly.
We got a new champion!
Unbelievable.
And out at ringside is not the place you want to be grounded.
Introducing the table to a match always delivers in this business. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your left, right, and up, down, down.
It's time to get the tables.
Strap some athletic tape on those glass.
Uh-oh! End of days!
This could be the chance he was looking for.
And this one might be headed ringside.
He's heading back to the ring.
Impressive pinning combinations and devastating submissions will not result in victory.
No way. Astounding power.
The end of days.
Warm up the buses. This one's over.
He's outside the ring now.
Hope he's got a plan. The dive!
Byron, what could be the deciding factor in a tables match? A superstar has to have a plan to break their opponent down before game planning the...
Thanks for coming.
The end of days.
Can he put this one away?
Gets inside the ring. chaos, destruction, and a lot of fun. It's a
No way. Astounding power.
end of days!
It's all over but the counting.
He'll take things into the ring.
First one through the table loses in this matchup.
And anything goes.
Thanks for coming.
End of days.
That might be the final nail in the coffin.
Quick return to the ring.
Oh, runs right into the table.
Corey, what is the best way for a superstar to avoid going through a table here?
You got to be quick, and you have to be aware because you can go through a table at any time. To that end, you always need to know where the tables are.
And that's all she wrote. Introducing the table to a match always delivers in this business. Take a look.
Here is your winner, Little Bill.
What a tremendous win in this tables match. One of the best table matches I've ever seen.
Never a doubt, barely a moment's suspense. This one was about as lopsided as they come. That can't be. No, no.
Where's Joey Styles when you need him?
Brought back into the ring from the floor now. Setting up for something here. Ooh, right to the throat. The tables are in play, the bell is rung, and here we go. We're about to see a lot of destruction unfold in this table.
No way. Astounding power.
Oh. End of days.
Does he have a win in hand now?
Setting up the table. He is done playing around.
And he slides him back to the mat. The difficult thing to plan around in a tables match is that it can literally end at any second.
And that's entirely on you, though. You know what it takes to win or lose this.
And that'll about do it, folks. That match deserves another look. Here we go.
Here is your winner, Little Bill.
And that table just disintegrated. They'll be picking splinters out for weeks.
The table's on fire! Is there a fire extinguisher around?
Pretty sure they plan to make the competition the fire extinguisher tonight, Saxton.
Tossed back into the ring. Being carried around with ease. No! My God!
I don't care how much padding the floor seems to have. Being thrown out of the ring like that is incredibly unforgiving to your body.
And he gets delivered back into the ring.
Kick to the gut and oh, brutal forearm. Look at this raw power.
And some effective offense with that one.
Adding insult to injury and even back to insult.
Totally unnecessary. They just won. He is revving up the engine. He's not going to let anything stop him.